Do you have those games which you played over and over again as a kid? Like, you love them to death and you beat them multiple times, but then, for whatever reason, you just kind of forget about them. Whether you sell them, or you lose them, or a friend borrows them and never gives them back. Then you go into a flea market or a game store, and then by chance you see it there on the shelf. Then all the memories come flooding back.
Rabbids are a very interesting creation. If you don't know what they are, just picture a video game alternative to Minions, and you've pretty much got the entire concept. Random, incredibly loud and obnoxious quote-unquote humor. It hurts just calling it that. They even had their own TV show. That was a thing. Let's pretend it wasn't a thing. They're cute but evil rabbits, used as the icon for a huge amount of games on multiple platforms. Rabbids Go Home, Rabbids Land, Rabbids Big Bang, Raving Rabbids Travel, Rayman Raving Rabbids, Rayman Raving Rabbids Alive and Kicking. I think you get the picture. But as you can most likely tell, it's been oversaturated to hell. It never ends. It'll be 2077 and they'll still be releasing Rabbids vs. Hedgehogs or something. Actually, that one would be kinda interesting. And according to a report from Ubisoft in April 2014, there's been over 14 million copies sold within the Rabbids series. But funnily enough, yes, you saw correct, Rayman is in this. The Rabbids all originated from Rayman into the monstrosities they are today, funnily enough. This was the beginning of it all. The critically renowned cult classic of a series. It all starts here. I guess before creating a new icon, Ubisoft decided to chuck in an already recognizable one to guarantee some sales or something. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But despite me saying all that, I actually really remember enjoying this game. Like, I loved it. A lot. So, is it actually good, or is it just my childhood self trying to torture me from the past? It's probably the latter. Most definitely the latter.
Whoa there, slow down melodramatic Rob. If we look at the reviews for this game, it actually has a pretty darn good track record. Not amazing or even that great, but enough for good to be fairly plausible. I guess there really is only one way to find out what qualities this game truly holds. Okay, just before we start, can I just say how much I hate this menu screen? I mean, look at it! It's awful! Look at that white border. Did they make this in MS Paint? I bet I can make a better one than this. Just hang on, just watch me. As we begin the game, we realize that there's some real riveting plot to be found here. Are there any deep developed, memorable characters to latch onto? That's funny. But there is something going on here. Let's observe, shall we? Basically, Rayman and these things are having a picnic somewhere. I guess that's not relevant. And then, Rabbids. They're all captured, the blue things, which I still don't know the names of, are thrown into captivity, and Rayman is tossed into an arena for the Rabbids' entertainment. Well, this is dark. Kidnapping, brutal ideas of entertainment, and slavery. Rabbids, you guys are hardcore. Metal! Yeah! Slavery's not cool, kids. Even if you're a bunny. No, especially if you're a bunny. So believe it or not, this part here is actually the central function of the game. Kinda. Doesn't it look riveting? Rayman has to complete 3 or 4 minigames as some sort of test or something. I don't really know. I don't really care either. And after completing 3 out of 4 of these, the gates at the center will open. And this game serves as the main event, per se. The main course. The big cheese. I mean, I guess you could call it that outcome. And when you win, you receive a plunger? Like, really? Well, I guess every culture has their different values, so, you know, gotta respect their society, man. There's no judgment or discrimination in this utopian lifestyle. Never mind. And after you win one of these tests, you're thrown into a jail cell. That's a tad anticlimactic. This cell basically acts as your hub, which you go to after every game, and you can actually do some pretty cool stuff here. I use the word cool pretty lightly there. You can play some music for no reason whatsoever. You can check your score from previous rounds. Change Rayman's costume? Hey, this is actually pretty neat. Time for Granny to join the fight.
again!
Or you can take another test. And that's about it. So let's talk about these minigames, shall we? They are the core part of the game after all, as sad as that is. There's actually a large variety of minigames to play. Like really large. There's ones that involve dancing, memory, motion controls, abusing animals. I'm sure you get the idea. They usually have a score for you to beat or a time limit you need to pass. Basic stuff, right? Each time you enter the arena, there'll be 4 minigames, which will consist of brand new ones or ones you're familiar with. Some of them you see rarely or only once at all, and some of them you'll see every single round, like the dance-offs. No, I mean you see them every single round.
You can't escape the boogie!
But hey, on the bright side, I'm really good at it now. See, you have a bit of stuff which is fairly familiar to you each round, as well as some new minigames. So it's a nice mix. But here's the question I'm sure you're screaming at your screen. Screaming at your screen. Yeah, screen. There we go. Damn it. Are these minigames good? Is the main key function of the game fun, entertaining, and engaging? Well, that's actually a tough one. Let me explain. The thing is, there are a large variety of minigames, and they all use different control schemes. Well, I say that, but they all have something to do with motion controls, so different but not that different. But some of them are executed really, really well, and actually pretty darn fun. For example, this one. You basically have to fill up their masks with carrot juice? I hope that's carrot juice. You have to last a certain amount of time, but if any of them reach you, it's game over. And it's surprisingly fun. I wouldn't call it flawless, but it's got a nice charm to it. But I do have one small gripe with it.
The controls make you look like a complete twat!
I know what you're thinking. I should be really good at this, shouldn't I? You're so funny, aren't you?
Oh, this one! Yeah, this is like my favorite one, yes.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, don't worry, Sonny. Granny's got this.
Okay, last minigame, I swear. I just love this one so much. While some of these minigames can be classed as fun, jolly, swell, and all that good stuff, some of these games are completely unbearable. Not all, or even that many, but just the odd bunch that make my blood boil. Often it comes down to one of two things, either A, the design, or B, the control scheme. Or C, both. Note, I am playing the Wii version, so I can't say this for every console version. But some of these games just suck. Again, often the idea of them isn't even that bad, often kinda creative. But they're just so... out of 10. Could be better. Try again next time. They're designed and executed really poorly. Like, frustratingly poorly. To the point where it's just aggravating to play them. Often the controls are just all over the place, hard to get the grip of, or don't work properly. Like, there's this one, for example. You have to somehow keep the doors shut while they keep swinging open, and oh god, man! And to do this, you have to aim at the stalls with the Wii remote and shake the nunchuck to close them, which half the time doesn't even work. I could go on about how nothing in this minigame makes sense either way, but I just don't care. I just don't care, man.
Why is this game so hard?
Because it sucks. So since I've been ranting about the minigames, I think I should talk about the central games. Okay, so yeah, you got the other 4 minigames, sure, whatever, cool. But at the end of each round, you have to complete a bigger, more eventful game. The main event, or something. These are often more well-designed and much longer games. Well, I say longer, but they're only a couple of minutes each. And they're actually pretty damn fun. Considering what you consider fun. Usually they consist of a Time Crisis-esque kind of shooting game, but there is a bit of variety in there, which is pretty cool. You make your way through the map shooting rabbids, collecting power-ups, and fighting some kind of boss or something at the end. Then you save one of those little... things. There's a whole lot of different themes and levels to play on, like beaches, American westerns, graveyards, more beaches, more westerns, graveyards. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Also, I'd just like to give some credit to the devs here for some really darn creative stuff. Like how every single boss has the exact same weakness. Good job, guys. Real nice. But jokes aside, there is still a decent bit of creativity. sorta. Some of these stages are actually pretty darn fun with how you go about them. It's still extremely repetitive, and some of them are incredibly uninspired, but there's some good fun to be had here. It definitely beats some minigames, that's for sure. Is that Sam Fisher? Oh, that's right, Ubisoft owned the rights to Splinter Cell. Well, it was nice seeing you. It was good while it lasted. Hey, don't you mock me! It's something nice to look forward to when you make it through the minigames. Kinda like a reward, but also a final challenge. I use the term challenge pretty lightly there. Cause it's so easy. The most lives I ever lost was like 3 out of the 500,000 that I have. Maybe I'm just too good at video games. Yeah, it's probably that.
I don't even know what to say about this game. What can you say about this game? I did enjoy playing it again, but I also didn't. It's a weird mix of fun and quirks alongside broken minigames and some really bad game design. Though part of me is glad I revisited this childhood classic of mine. Did I really just call this game a classic?